I don't believe this. I'll see peace back on Earth if I gotta murder every one of these bastards with my bare goddamn hands. Bull frickin' horse shit.
Sonic.exe by JC the Hyena. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, and much like everyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I ever played glitchy hacked games before, though I don't think I want to play any after this experience I had. It all started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I liked how you can explore the towns in it, even though it's a piece of shit game. Until I noticed out of my peripheral vision that the mailman had arrived and pulled something into my mailbox, as usual, and left. I paused my game to go see what I got in the mail, The only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note. I took it inside. I looked at the note first and I realized it was from my dear friend Kyle. Let's just call him that. Whom I haven't heard of from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting, though what was weird about is how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry. This is what he wrote.
Cartman, I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late. And I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me. And if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. ... Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it. Please. ...
Kyle. Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Kyle is, oh my god, it's tenses, my best friend, and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. I didn't do what he asked me. I didn't think that a simple gaming disc would do anything bad for him. After all, it's just a game, right? Boy, was I wrong about that. ... Anyway, I looked at the disc, and it looks like an... Oh my god. I looked at the disc, and it looks like any other computer CDR disc, except it had black marker on it written. Ugh. This is so friggin' boring. Sonic.exe. Title drop. Roll credits, everybody. And it was much unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from someone else, like a pawn shop or eBay. eBay, really, JC? Do you have to put all the cliches in, right? When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was just gonna replace Sonic with Sonic, just to entertain myself, because I have nothing else to do. I was actually excited and I wanted to play it, since I'm a big Sonic fan. There's 2 A's in that sentence. Since I'm a big Sonic fan. Alright, that does not make any sense. I went up to my room and turned on my computer and put the disc in. You should put commas in that sentence. And installed the game. Oh my god. I went up to my room and turned on my computer and got my lubricant and locked the door and pulled out a sock. And then I saw her breasts. Okay. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that Never mind. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome. Because I said earlier I liked the classics. Yes, we know that, you stupid idiot piece of shit. Learn to write. The first thing I noticed was that out of place. Then I noticed that the first thing I noticed that was out of place was that when I pressed start, there was a split second when okay. There's a split second when I saw the title image turned into something much different. Something that I now consider horrifying before cutting to black. I remember what the image looked like in that split second before the game cut to black. The sky had darkened, the title emblem was rusted and ruined. The Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666 because that's scary. And the water turned red like blood, except it looked, oh my god, hyper-realistic. But the freakiest thing was that in that split second frame was Sonic. His eyes, I'm sorry, I'm really tired. I don't want to read this right now. His eyes were pitch black and bleeding with two glowing red dots staring right at me. And his smile had stretched wider up to the edge of his face. I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it, though I figured that it was just a glitch. And forgot about it. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for about 10 seconds or so. And then another weird thing happened. The save file select from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up. And I was like, WTF? You expected to put that on the Creepypasta wiki, okay. And I was like, WTF? What's this doing in the first Sonic game? Anyways, you idiot. Anyway, then I noticed something off. I don't even know if it's anyway or anyways. I write anyways, so yeah. Anyway, then I noticed something off. And then I notice something off. The background was the dark, cloudy sky of the Bad Stardust Speedway level from Sonic CD. And there were only 3 save files. The music was that creepy Caverns of Winter music from Earthbound. Okay, only it was extended and seemed to have been in reverse, because reverse is always scary. And the image for the save file where you see a preview of the level you're on is just red static for all 3 files. What freaked me out more was the character select. It showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik! Now I was sure that something was up. I mean, how could you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game, for crying out loud? New paragraph. That's when I realized this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game. New paragraph. I had to turn on my computer. Okay. Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was really creepy, but as a smart gamer, one thing's for sure, you're not a smart writer, JC. I wasn't scared, or at least I tried not to be, in parentheses. I told myself that it was just a hacked game, and there's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, you use anyway, then anyways, okay. Shaking off the creeped out feeling, I picked File 1 and chose Tails, and when I selected and got started, that's not proper grammar, learn to write. The game froze for about 5 seconds, and I heard a creepy pixelated laugh. Pixels are not in sound. Pixels are only in images and video. Maybe you should look up the definition of pixels. You should say, I heard a creepy 8-bit laugh, or I heard a creepy laugh, it sounded bit crunched, or I just heard a creepy laugh. You could just say that. I heard a creepy pixelated laugh that sounded an awful lot like that Kefka guy from Final Fantasy before cutting to black. Are you just mentioning random games in your story? Because first it's Earthbound, now it's Final Fantasy. I think you're just mentioning random games. The screen stayed black for about 10 seconds or more. Then it showed that typical level title thing, descriptive, except the simplistic shapes were different shades of red and the text only showed Hill Act 1. The screen faded in and the level title vanished, revealing Tails in Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1. The music was different though. It sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse. Anyway, I started playing and had Tails start running. That's not proper, like you would in any of the classic Sonic games. What was odd was that as Tails was running along the level, there was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. That was when the peaceful music started to lower down into slow, deep tones very slowly as I kept going. I suddenly saw something and I stopped to see what it was. Semicolon. It was one of the small animals lying dead on the ground, bleeding. Parentheses, that's when the music started to slow down. And parentheses. The reason you're being so detailed in this is that you want some douchebag to make a video game about this. And no, Crimson the Bat is not a douchebag. He's really cool. And he's very skilled when it comes to these games. And the only thing I like about this story so far is Crimson the Bat's games. Like, he updated a recent version of Sonic.exe, and it actually broke the fourth wall in real life. It, at the very end, it was like, ready for round 2, and then it said my name, which freaked me out. Okay. I suddenly saw something. Tails had a shocked and saddened look on his face that I have never seen. I've never saw him have before. Jeez, I just woke up. So I had him move along, and he kept that worried look on his face. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals. I was shocked to see how they all died. They looked like somebody killed them in a rather gruesome ways. Oh my god. Semicolon. A squirrel was hanging. A squirrel was hanged on a tree, with what appeared to be his entrails hanging out. A bunny had all 4 of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out and his throat slit. Ugh. And it's all in 16-bit. Hyper-realistic 16-bit blood. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently so did Tails. After a few more seconds, there were no more animals and the music seemed to have stopped. And I still kept Tails to continue. That's not proper grammar. Learn to write. Actually, when I played Sonic.exe, when I was in the dead animal section, Tails didn't really have any emotions. He was just walking through there. He was just making his way downtown, walking fast, faces fast, and I'm homebound. Okay. After a minute's passed, after the music stopped, Tails was running up a hill and he stopped. He wasn't running up a hill in the game, was he? it wasn't until I saw why Sonic was there on the other side of the screen with his back against Tails and his eyes closed. Tails looked happy to see Sonic, and then his smile faltered, obviously noticing that Sonic wasn't responding to him, if not acting as if he was totally oblivious of Tails' presence. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic, and then I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move. So this had to have been a cutscene in 1991. Suddenly, I began to have a growing feel of dread. You could say like a growing sense of dread, or something creative like dread bundled up in my stomach, and I felt as if there was a parasite down there. That's something I would say in my story, but apparently this asswipe decides to say a growing feel of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. And also don't write stories about Sonic the Hedgehog on the Creepypasta Wiki. Sonic the Hedgehog is not scary. It is the complete opposite of scary. And if you think you can make Sonic the Hedgehog scary, then you don't know what you're headed towards, alright? And surprisingly, if you make Sonic the Hedgehog scary, good for you. Like hell, when I read NES Godzilla, I almost shat myself. And I started playing Godzilla Unleashed after that on my Wii, so yeah. I began to have a growing feel of dread when Tails walked closer to get Sonic's attention, blah 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 blah. That foreboding feeling, I heard faint static growing louder as Tails was about inches away from Sonic and stopped and stuck his head out to touch him. That foreboding feeling in my gut was growing stronger, and I felt the urge to tell Tails to get away from Sonic as the static grew louder. Suddenly, a split second, you always describe shit in split seconds, alright? It isn't scary, it's just bad writing. I saw Sonic's eyes open, and they were black with those red glowing dots. Just like that title image. Though there wasn't a smile, when that happened, the screen turned black, and the static sound was off. It stayed black for about 7 seconds, and then white text appeared, forming a message saying, "Hello, do you want to play with me?" At this point, I was creeped out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but my curiosity got the better of me. How many cliches are in this frickin' story? When I was taken to a different level with the level title now saying Hide and Seek. This time I was in the Angel Island level from Sonic 3, as it looked like everything was on fire. I'm slowly... this story's making me slowly dissolve into a bored husk, and I'm sorry about that. Tails looked... as I'm trying to sound really enthusiastic just to entertain you people, if there's anyone watching this crappy video. Tails looked as though he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me, and as if he wanted to get out of the area he was in fast as possible. I was starting to get freaked out by this, ... I mean, there's no spaces between ... and I ... I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall. Ooh, spooky. It didn't even, when I played the game, it didn't even feel like Tails was breaking the fourth wall. It just felt like his animation trying to tell me to get him out of there. Okay. Alright. I need a voice break because I want to sound enthusiastic, but it always goes down to this boring monotonous robot voice. I think I have to yawn a lot, but I can't yawn for some weird reason. I have the feeling like I need to yawn, but it feels like I can't yawn, which is really, really pissing me off. So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could and made him run as fast as he could. A pixelated version of that creepy theme. There are not pixels in sound. There are no pixels in sound. Pixels are in images and video. Learn to write. I'll just say 8-bit from now on. An 8-bit version of that creepy theme when you meet Shadow at the Ark as Robotnik from Sonic Adventure 2. SA2 is how he wrote it. Was playing, and I made Tails trek through the desolate forest trying to help him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. Suddenly, I heard that creepy laugh again, ... that awful Kefka laugh, ... Right after 10 seconds had passed, I helped Tails run through the forest, and then I started seeing flashes of Sonic popping everywhere on the screen again, with those black and red eyes. The music changed to that suspenseful, drowning jingle as I see Sonic behind Tails, slowly gaining on him, flying, in all caps, semicolon. Sonic wasn't running, he was actually flying, in all caps. The flying pose of his sprite was making looked very similar to Metal Sonic's flying pose in Sonic CD, except it was just Sonic and he had black and red eyes again. Only, new paragraph, this time he had the most deranged looking grin on his face. He looked as though he was enjoying the torment he was giving the poor little fox as he gained up on him. There we go, I needed a burp, that's what it was. Because I burp in every single video, proving that I'm a dumb trash bag who eats creepypastas. When Tails tripped, in parentheses, another cutscene, in parentheses, the music stopped as Sonic vanished. Tails laid there and started crying for 15 seconds. The scene was rather upsetting to watch, and I kind of teared up myself. I didn't tear up. I was just thinking, like, when I played the game, oh, Tails, he's being a little bitch. You gotta give him a slap on the face and then tell him to go to his room. I kind of teared up myself. But then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in horror. Blood started to come down those blackened eyes of Sonic's as a grin slowly grew from his face. As he looked down at the horrified fox, I could do nothing but watch. Just in a split second, Sonic lunged at Tails right before the screen went black. There was a loud screeching noise that lasted only 5 seconds. The text returned, only this time it said, "You're too slow, want to try again," and that god-awful laugh came with it. I was so shocked by what had happened, ... no space. Did Sonic murder Tails? Did Sonic murder Tails? No, he couldn't have ... He and Tails are supposed to be best friends, right? Why did Sonic do that to him? No, I'm not reading this crap. The level came again. I selected Knuckles next. The laugh came again, and the screen cut to black again, and stayed there for another 10 seconds. This time, the level said you can't run. I was really freaked out now. I couldn't tell if this is a glitch or a hack or some kind of sick, twisted joke, ... or anything really, but despite my fear of what happened next, I kept playing. Clearly, it's a hack, you idiot. Learn to write. I'm skipping another paragraph. He ran down the straight pathway in this dark level. As he did, the screen started to flicker red static a couple times. And then that maddening laugh came again. And after a few seconds of running, I noticed several bloodstains on the metallic ground. I felt a growing sense of fear again, thinking that something horrible was going to happen to Knuckles. He looked nauseated walking down the blood-stained road, but I still kept going. Skipping another paragraph. Found you. Sorry, I'm lazy. Anyway, red static came again, and I was back to the level. Knuckles Knuckles. Hold on. Anyway, red static came again, and then I was back to the level. Knuckles looked like he was panicking, and Sonic was nowhere to be found. And this time, that high-pitched squealing from Silent Hill's one's final boss was playing. Was this some kind of boss battle with Sonic? I hope to God it wasn't, honestly. Suddenly, Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles in what appeared to be pixelated black smoke. I made Knuckles run, blah, 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 blah. Sonic was practically playing with us, playing a sick little twisted mind game with me and Knuckles. Another cutscene played as Knuckled. As Knuckled. It isn't Knuckles, it's Knuckled now. As Knuckled fell to his knees and clutched his head, sobbing, I felt his agony. Sonic was actually driving us both crazy, and in that split second, Sonic lunged at Knuckles, and the screen went black with another distorted screeching noise that lasted for at least 3 seconds. Another text message appeared. So many souls to play with, so little time. Would you agree? Skipping a paragraph. I was brought back to the main menu. Blah 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 blah. Knuckles, bloody blood bullshit. So repetitive. I hate it. So I took a nap, which I hadn't, because I began to that. This is useless. I read this paragraph already. It's completely useless towards the plot. The cries died out, and then I heard Sonic laugh. His laugh sounded a lot like the distorted Kafka laugh. You're a lot of fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend Kyle's. Oh, he didn't last long. I was scared and looking around for the source of the voice. Won't be long now until you join him and my other friends. ... I saw him walking towards me, flickering in and out in several directions. You can't run, kid. You're in my world now, just like the others. When he grabbed me, I saw his bleeding black and red grinning face. I woke up with a fright. After a couple of hours, I decided to keep playing the game. I don't know why, but I had to know. I had to figure out why this was happening, ... So I turned on the computer, turned on the game, and selected Robotanical next. I still thought this was wacky. You should say stranger, off, or unusual in your horror story, not wacky, you idiot. Playing as Robotanical! But anyway, the level title appeared again, and it said ... which I found really freaky. Ooh yeah, ellipses are horrifying. Oh god, oh ellipses, oh god, oh I'm such a fucking pussy, oh god. This time I was in some kind of hallway, didn't really look blah blah blah, I don't care. Curtain stuff. The piano was playing a rather sad yet peaceful song, but I knew better. This was the song that played in Hill Act 1, only it wasn't in reverse. Robotanical didn't look entirely nervous like Tails and Knuckles did, but he did have a suspicious look on his face, as if he was just a bit paranoid. He did a little animation when I just left him standing. He turns his head to the left and to the right at least twice and then shrugs at me. As if he has no idea where he was. As if he has no idea where he was or what was going on. Oh my god. Even though I was scared out of my mind about what was going to happen, I had Robotnik continue onward. He did his usual running animation in parentheses. You know, when you've beaten him at the end of the classic Sonic game and you chase him in parentheses. As we continued going through the hallway, then I stopped at a long flight of stairs leading downward. Now I was nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, though I passed onward. As I led Robotnik down the stairs, I noticed that the walls have gotten darker and more reddish. The red torches are now an eerie blue. Ooh, scary. Blue is so scary. Just like Sonic. Sonic's blue. Oh my god. Okay. Eerie blue. Then we landed onto another hallway. That does not make sense. This one was longer than the last one, or at least felt like it, in parentheses. And then we headed down another flight of stairs down. This one was much longer. Took at least 1 full minute. And then I heard that horrid Kefka laugh again. Of course you did, you stupid fuck. And then the music slowly faded until it was quiet. As it did, the walls turned more dark red and torches were a black flame now. That is not possible. Learn to write. When Robotnik landed onto the third hallway, you're still keeping up with that shit, aren't you? I noticed he now looked really creeped out. Though he tried to hide it, I couldn't blame him. I was scared too. Suddenly, Sonic popped the boner. Okay. Sonic popped right in front of Robotnik. The same way he did Knuckles and then Red Static. That's great grammar. Didn't bother to put the in that sentence at all. The Red Static lasted for about 15 seconds, and then it showed the most most unpleasant image. It showed me a most unpleasant image. Oh. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic. The image showed a hyper-realistic, hey, at least you used the word right this time, of Sonic. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic standing in the darkness where you could only see his face while his head and torso faded into black. And when I say hyper-realistic, I hate you so much, you furry sack of shit. Go to hell, JC. I mean, like he looked so real, you can actually see the lines in his blue fur. As if you could actually feel the fur if you touched the screen. Oh, shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. His face, ... No space. Oh, lowercase, God. Comma, he had the most horrifying smile I've ever seen. And that's saying something, considering I saw that image at the start of the game. Honestly, JC, I didn't find your MS Paint creepy. Not creepy. Unprofessional is the right word. Image. I didn't find that scary at all. Just found it stupid and cheesy. His eyes are wide and black, once again crying blood, with, in parentheses, which also looked hyper-realistic. Oh, screw off. And there were 2 small, glowing red dots in those black eyes staring right at me, in all caps, as if staring into my mind. His grin was wide and demonic. It literally stretched to the sides of his face like a Cheshire Cat. You mean the Cheshire Cat? It's a fictional character and there's only one. Except Sonic had fangs. Very sharp! In all caps, fangs. Much like the werehog's teeth. Don't mention that piece of shit game twice in your piece of shit story. except more vicious dash looking. Somewhat yellowish, and from the look of it, he had stains of blood and some bits of flesh on his lips and fangs, as if he ate some animal. I stared at that gruesome image for a good 30 seconds, never taking my eyes off of it. I felt as if he was actually looking at me, smiling at me, ... no space. That face, comma, it just took 10 seconds for it to etch itself into my brain for good. Then the screen flickered with red static again 3 times, and on the 3rd time I heard the Kefka laugh, except this time it sounded distorted, demonic even, ... new paragraph. It went back to the image again, except this time there was the text again, though it was messed up, descriptive, but it was pretty much one of the most terrifying things I looked at since I had this game. It's no use! Take this! I had the opportunity to do that. That's not actually what it says. It says this in all caps and bold. I am God! It was when I read that message while looking at Sanic when it hit me. I realized right there and then, period, new paragraph, this Sanic was a monster. A pure evil, sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. Stop using dictionary.com, you cunts. Use real words that you know. And all of his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle! Are just his little toys, and the game is the very gateway into his chaotic, nightmarish world, and the very hell his victims are trapped in. Jesus Christ. This is so pretentious, I hate it. Suddenly, in an actual split second, I screamed as Sanic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly with his mouth wide open to an unnatural length, revealing nothing but a literally spiraling abyss of pure darkness before the red static came again, this time much louder and distorted. So loud that it hurt my ears. I yelled and grabbed my ears as the red static screeched for a good 7 seconds. Then it stopped and showed nothing but black screen. Nothing but black screen. Nice. As I sat there, staring at the black screen, one last text came up. Ready for round 2, Tom. Oh, I'm almost done with this shit. I'm almost done with the shit stain. Yes. The Kefka laugh, now sounding more clear, as if Sanic was right behind me, played again 3 times as I looked at that text as shock and confusion. Then I got booted back to the main menu, and this time the 3rd save file had a TV image of Robotnik in the same tormented state as Tails and Knuckles. Robotnik's skin turned a dull gray, his mustache drooped and had blackened, his glasses broken, blood is coming from them, and he had a mere dead-like expression on his face. That isn't a real thing, JC. Learn to write. Hold on, I need a drink. I looked at Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik and cried a bit. I pitied them for the agony they're going through. They were forever trapped within the game, forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog, and always will be. That's something that Eggman would say. Horrid hedgehog! Or, sorry, Robotnik! And then the computer shut off. I couldn't turn it back on no matter what I did. I sat there for maybe 25 seconds, horrified by what had just happened, ... Sonic is the very embodiment of evil. Okay. He tortures people who played his game in more ways than one. Yeah, have you ever played Sonic Go 6? Horrible. And then when he gets bored, he drags you into the game. Literally drags you into hell, where he can play with you always as his toy, ... I can't get the game out of my computer. I think it's stuck in here, but at least I managed to turn it back on now. After I sat there for 25 seconds, I heard a voice right behind me, like a whisper, ... Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned around to see where the voice came from, and what I saw made me scream, ... Sitting on my bed, ... Staring right at me, ... Oh god, this ending is such a letdown. I'm so disappointed. Was a Sonic plushie smiling with bloodstains under its eyes. Oh. That was bull friggin' horseshit.exe. Sonic.exe actually. It was shit. It was a wall of text. I didn't like it. And I have this rant that JC the Hyena, the author of the story, posted after the pasta got deleted and moved to the Troll Pasta wiki. So I'm going to read it. I found it on DeviantArt, so you don't it isn't the best quality ever. Alright. This is really small text, and the paragraphs are like miles apart from each other, so I'll do it in my Cartman voice.
I deeply regret to inform you all that I received some bad news. The admins of the Creepypasta Wiki have finally decided to delete Sonic.exe off of the wiki on the grounds that it was badly written and had too many cliches and was a bad example of what should be a creepypasta.
This is in bold.
Bull freaking horseshit.
Oh, there it is. That's the title of the video, everybody.
As you can see, I am furious with the fact that my masterpiece, which was won the hearts of millions and has made a massive impact on the internet, is being brought down by a bunch of jealous, arrogant, retarded furry haters. But that does not mean I'm going to sit down and take this lightly. Nope. They have been messing with the bull, and now they've called out for hordes.
Oh, Jesus, if you write like this, you're an asshole.
Listen, everybody, I need your help with this. We are at war here. I want every Sonic.exe fan who is reading this to get the word out. I want you to tell every other Sonic.exe fan, every fanatic, every artist, every follower of my creation about this. Tell your friends who are also Sonic.exe fans.
That should be subtitled.
If they have to. Tell them we had to keep the spirit of Sonic.exe alive. Make more fan arts. Make more videos. Block the haters. Play Sonic.exe like you never have before. Build websites dedicated to his greatness. Whatever you gotta do to keep him alive and strong, just do it. The deletion of Sonic.exe from the wiki is but a minor cut of our flower of greatness, my friends. And that cut has done nothing but further the spreading, and we are the pollen of this flower.
Ugh, are you trying to be poetic? You pretentious sack of shit.
We need to prepare for their victory over the haters. The haters need to bleed for their crimes! ! Rejoice, my fellow Sonic.exe fans!
So, you're basically saying, rejoice, my fellow Sonic.exe fans. So you're also a fan of your own story, which means it's like someone liking their own YouTube video.
Our glorious little house monster have to laugh yet. This will be his ultimate victory. The absolute subjugation, ... of the internet itself. God damn it.
Okay, that was JC the Hyena's rant. Clearly, you see, that guy is kind of an asshole. So, I have an extra couple minutes of what's it called? Footage, gaming footage. So, have a good night. And watch the rest. You could watch the rest of the video. You could skip. You could do whatever the hell you want. You probably exited off already. So yeah. Have fun. And have a nice day. And,
Kill yourself,
oh yeah, my sister's here.
faggot.
Come on, step it up! I just read a Sonic creepypasta for like 40 goddamn minutes.
Cool.
That was longer than Mario Kart Black. Okay. Have a nice day, faggot.
That was probably longer than it took them to make VR chat.
Yeah, I know. This is advertisements.